Today we're going to learn about how physics and dance are related.
Do not attempt the activities performed in this video as they may be dangerous. All were done and attempted by trained professionals. Some skills we experimented with to examine how physics is applied in dance are a double turn, a firebird, a double stag, and second turns.
Our first dance step is a double turn. In physics, we use a rotational momentum in our center of gravity to hold ourselves together and to be able to do this double turn. In our first diagram, we see that our center of gravity is at our waist on a human, and if you lean too far forward or too far backward, you're going to fall over. So in a double turn, you have to stay upright, hold yourself together, and be really stiff in order to turn multiple times and be able to spin multiple times. In the next diagram, we see the rotational momentum and the angular momentum being shown. It splits apart into the point object and the extended object. So the point object is where the human is standing, or the extended object is where the human is standing, and the point object is the person spinning. So this can be shown as you holding yourself in your center of gravity as an extended object and spinning around yourself.
The second skill we have is a firebird. A firebird is an example of using force in dance. Now, when you're doing this, you obviously have to propel off the ground. In order to get off the ground in the first place, you have to use force. Whenever you're preparing for this jump, you're gaining up all of the force that you're going to eventually push into the ground, propelling your body the opposite direction using an equal and opposite force.
Next move in dance is a double stag. I use a double stag to show work. Just like Laila used her firebird to show force, I use a double stag to show work, force, and power. In physics, work is done when a force causes an object to move a certain distance in the direction of the force. This means that work is the transfer of energy from one object to another when the force is applied. The force is the push or pull cause of an object to accelerate, change its direction, or change its shape. And then power is the rate at which the work is done, or at which the rate the energy is transferred. Power is calculated by dividing the work by the time it takes to do the task. In this diagram, we see that work is applied by the force of the object and the distance that it takes to travel. So this is also used in a double stag because you're applying the force that you need to do the work. Another big part of applied physics is figuring out how to get more work with less energy. So this is found by using this diagram to show that you're going to use the work with the force and the distance.
These are called second turns. In second turns, angular momentum is very important. Angular momentum allows the dancer to determine the speed and number of turns that are performed in the combination. In order to speed up or slow down the rotational velocity, the dancer can change the body's moment of inertia, which is how the mass is distributed throughout the body. Angular velocity is adjusted through extending limbs or taking them in, which in second turns are a form of slower, more exaggerated turns, adjusting the angular momentum and altogether playing a huge part in how turns are done.
So recap from today, we were able to see how dance and physics are related through 4 various dance steps. We see a double turn uses rotational momentum and your center of gravity to hold yourself together and be able to turn at the same time. We see a firebird that used force in order to jump off the ground and land. We see a double stag that uses work, force, and power to jump off the ground, turn, and land on the ground successfully. And then we also see second turns that use angular momentum to continue turning while also holding yourself together. And this shows that how dance and physics, even though they don't seem like they would be related, how physics is used in every part of our lives.
It's about to be so bad.
Today we're going to learn about how...
No! Wait, we can just keep going. Just cut it.
Today we're going to learn about
How physics
and dance
are related.
Bill Nye is a genius scientific man.
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill. science guy.
Bill Nye is the science guy, and he's so good at being scientific. There's nobody better in the world.